Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. This is Morning Joey. I'm your host, Joey Molinaro. Thanks for waking up with me on this Wednesday. Sun is shining in Indianapolis. It's a beautiful May day, and it is NFL schedule release day. Super excited about that. Going to go through the whole leaked Week 1 schedule. It's already been released by all of the NFL reporters. I think the NFL itself, Week 1 has been released. So we're going to break that down, talk about some crazy matchups, some fun matchups we're looking forward to. I got Happy in the background there playing around. You see his tail wagging. Took him to the vet yesterday, 53 pounds. Dude's almost 6 months old, 53 pounds. He's a hoss. So thanks for waking up with me this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, as always, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. Daily content, daily show. Guess what day it is, Jack? It is hump day. Yes, it is hump day. Daily show, daily content here on this channel. I got some IndyCar content coming up that's going to be exclusive to this YouTube channel, so you don't want to miss that in the month of May. So subscribe below. Same for those watching on Twitter. Hop over to YouTube, search Cup of Joey, or go youtube.com/c/cupofjoey, and then hit subscribe to this channel so you can be notified when my new stuff goes live and when I go live every single day. So I appreciate you guys as always. And don't forget, Indy 500, Barstool's coming to the Indy 500. We're throwing a party. We're having a concert. Prez announced it yesterday or on Monday night. Get your Barstool Indy 500 shirts, gear now. Link to buy those in the description below. Also, on store.barstoolsports.com. If you just search Indy, it'll have the shirts, it'll have the hoodie, it'll have the long sleeve shirt with the pagoda on it and the yard of bricks, and it'll get us ready for the Indy 500, 135K in the building. Greatest spectacle in racing. Barstool is going to be there. You got to be a part of it. So I appreciate you guys. Remember to do all those things for me, for you. Got to be good. Bada boom. Let's get right into it. NFL schedule release day. Very, very exciting day, even though I saw somebody point out on Twitter, hey, we already know the opponents. We know the opponents. We've known the opponents for a really long time. But that just shows how dominant football is, how dominant the NFL is, that we know the opponents. We know a general idea of when these dates are going to happen, but we look this much forward to a day to where we can find out exactly where our team is going to be playing, when they're going to be playing, who they're going to be playing, plan our fall around it, and it is here. Find out the rest of the schedule tonight. Got Week 1 released right now. I'm sure throughout the day more leaks will happen because they don't protect them as much as they do, obviously, with like draft picks and things like that. You don't know until then. But they have these things ready, so we'll probably see some releases and some leaks from some beat reporters, I would assume. But for those of you on your morning feed, if you woken up and you haven't seen Field Yates or Adam Schefter or anybody tweet out the schedule, here is the matchups. Here are the matchups. There we go. Here are the matchups. Week 1. Dallas at Tampa Bay, opening up the season. 1 o'clock slate on Sunday, September 12th. Jacksonville at Houston. Steelers at Bills. Jets at Panthers. Cardinals at Titans. Chargers at Washington football team. Minnesota at Cincinnati. San Francisco at Detroit. Philly at Atlanta. Seattle at Indy here in my backyard. Late window on Sunday, 4:05 or 4:25. Denver at the Giants, Green Bay at New Orleans, Cleveland at Kansas City, Miami at New England, and then Sunday night you have Chicago at the Rams, Sunday Night Football in SoFi Stadium, and then Monday Night Football, only one game, Baltimore at Las Vegas. So you got the Ravens opening up prime time on the road against John Gruden and company and the boys out there in Las Vegas. So no doubleheader this year. That is a bummer. I always loved the doubleheader on oh yeah, dude, that's real funny. Let's get right into it. 10 minutes into the show. It's 2 minutes into the show, you fucking putz. Anyways. So of course, Cowboys opening in prime time. I tweeted about it. And if it's not on Sunday night, then it's going to be on Monday night. If it's not on Monday night, then hell, let's just throw them on the first game of the season at the defending world champions. Got to get that Cowboy fix in on primetime, baby. Got to. So I don't even know if Dak's going to be ready to go. I know I've seen him working out. I've seen him doing a few things, doing a few workout videos, but I don't know if he's going to be ready week 1. So, I mean, that's a big matchup. I get it. They're the most lucrative. They have the biggest fan base. I understand about Dallas. That's why they're in the prime time at Tampa Bay. That'll be fun. Thursday night, that's a great opener. Good for Stephen Shea. I see him going crazy already today. He's very, very excited. Then you get to Sunday. Man, that first Sunday of the NFL is one of the best things in the world. It's just you can finally put away the preseason nonsense. You can just feel it when you wake up. I always wake up. And seriously, I mean, it's cliche, but it's like Christmas morning. I get up at like 7, and I throw on the earliest NFL preview show, and I'm ready to go. And I get my gear on, even if, like last year, the Steelers opened on Monday night. Still got to wear the team gear on Sunday of the opening day of the opening season. And, man, the energy that day, you can just feel it, man. You can feel it. You're out and about. You can feel the countdown to 1 o'clock. You can feel it on the preview shows. You're not tired of those yet because it's been a whole year since you've watched them and you've had them. So by the time week 8, week 9, week 10, everything comes, unless it's the Thanksgiving one or the around Christmas time where they're doing like where Mariucci dresses up as Santa, or it's Thanksgiving, so you're excited and you're watching the pregame show. But week 9, week 10, you're getting kind of tired, frustrated with the narratives that they're talking about and the bullshit that they're spewing about your team or about some team that you don't like. So, by that time, you're kind of just like, I can go get lunch or something. I don't need to watch the preview shows. But the first Sunday of the year, you are ready to roll, man. You are thrown on NFL matchup. You're thrown on NFL primetime. You're thrown on anything you can get your eyes on that is NFL related as early as you possibly can. Because you haven't had it since January, February, if you're watching all the pregame lead up for the Super Bowl. So you haven't had it, and that's just one of the first days where it's like, you know what? I didn't even care about their predictions. Maybe I'll get a little mad at their predictions if they, say that my rival is going to go to the Super Bowl, or say that my team doesn't have a shot to make a run or anything like that in their season-long predictions. But you know what? I still love it because it's been so long. So lock me in. Lock me in, Rich Eisen. You've got me in bulk, my friend, on that first Sunday of the NFL. Early Sunday slate for week 1, 1 o'clock. You get Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence and possibly Tim Tebow at Houston. Not a bad matchup there for the chosen one, Trevor Lawrence, going to Houston. Total rebuild, total shit show. Don't know what's going on with their quarterback. Their defense has lost everybody. Not a bad draw there. Then you got my Steelers going to Buffalo. The Steelers haven't opened up at home since 2014 when they played the Cleveland Browns, when Antonio Brown infamously drop-kicked the punter for Cleveland. It's been that long. 7 years since the Steelers have opened up at home. They're on the road again at Buffalo. Tough one. We saw what happened when they went there last year on Sunday Night Football, but I guess the only positive out of this is that you can say, 1, you get one of these matchups out of the way early, and 2, just for week 1 alone, from Steelers' perspective, at least it's not in prime time, Buffalo fans are rowdy no matter what, but if it was Sunday night again, probably going to have way more fans than they did last year. I mean, that's just a buzzsaw that you're walking into that you really aren't going to come out of. 1 o'clock, maybe something can happen. Don't expect to win, but you never know. 1 o'clock slate, week 1, maybe they can surprise some people. Najee can go off. Then the NFL schedule makers, when this trade went down, were just like, Jets at Carolina. And you know what? You know what's sad is I'm even really looking forward to that one. Like, I'm buying into it. I'm buying into all the hype. I'm buying into the Mike Greenberg, getting excited about the Jets at the Panthers. And, my buddy Christian McCaffrey is going to come back healthy, so I'm excited to watch him. I'm excited to see what Terrace Marshall does in that Joe Brady offense in Carolina. And then, it's a great storyline. Right after he gets traded, the first game he's going to play, the first team he's going to play in a different uniform is his former team who just drafted a quarterback number 2. Hell yeah. Damn right that'll be on the second or third screen at the Molinaro house. We finally, a handful of years ago, made it the jump to where we stopped doing just the one screen, and now we bring out the 2, 3. I think we even had 4 last year for week 1. We get the 3 or 4 screens going, and especially we'll have the Steelers on the main screen, obviously, but then on the second screen, maybe we'll have the Jets and Carolina. We'll probably have the Colts and Seahawks. We'll get down to that one later. But then on the third screen, maybe the Jets and Carolina, fourth screen, red zone, something like that. Can feel my wife rolling her eyes in the other room as she listens to me talk about the 4 screens that are going to be happening on week 1. All good. Rondale Moore, Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, they go a little bit across the country to Tennessee week 1. Rondale Moore shows 85. He's so little, and I'm so used to him having a single digit number that I just don't know about 85. But it is a receiver's number, so we'll see. But sneaky good game there. Tennessee is always kind of hanging around, dwelling as like an AFC contender, and then Arizona's exciting. Can be as exciting as hell. Chargers going across the country to Washington. Tough start for the Chargers there. Got to face Chase Young. That defense. I had a dream last night, actually. I had a dream last night that the Washington football team traded for Aaron Donald. Somehow they pulled that off. They traded for Aaron Donald, and so then they had Aaron Donald and Chase Young and Jonathan Allen and Montez Sweat. It was crazy. But, yeah, tough game there for Herbert and the Chargers to go across the country against that front. Should be a fun one, though. Then you got the LSU Bowl, dude. You got the LSU Bowl, the Vikings going to Cincinnati, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Peterson against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Keep a little bit of an eye on that one. New get-ups for Cincinnati. Joe Burrow coming back healthy. Jamar Chase debut. You got a whole bunch of LSU ties there. Just going to be keeping an eye on that one for sure. San Francisco, early time slot at Detroit. Detroit rebuilding, obviously, with Jared Goff. They made the trade. Matt Stafford going to L.A. Philly at Atlanta. I saw somebody talking about already how Philly doesn't have anybody who can cover Kyle Pitts. So, sorry, Philly folks. Watch out for that. And then the final one of the 1 o'clock slate, just a few blocks away from where I currently am sitting at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Seattle Seahawks come to the Midwest and have an early kickoff for them against the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz makes his debut at home, wearing number 2 for the Colts against number 3 and Russell Wilson. I call this one the Cowherd Bowl. I'm going to invite Cowherd to come out and stay at my place for this one. The dude loves Russell Wilson. He loves Pete Carroll. He loves Chris Ballard. And he's always been a Colts guy too. Even when they had Andrew Luck, definitely. Even when they're going through the transition before they got Carson Wentz, he always loved how Chris Ballard was building the team. And he loved Andrew Luck before Chris Ballard was there. Then now Chris Ballard's there, and now he's buddies. And he always talks about how he's texting with Chris Ballard. This is the Cowherd Bowl, folks. I'm going to invite him to come out, stay at my place, and maybe I can hook him up with something, see if Chris Ballard can let us sit in his suite. Even though I guessed wrong when I interviewed Chris Ballard, I guessed way off. They both did have red hair, though, so I wasn't that off physically, at least. Yeah, just checking the chat, seeing what everybody's saying. So, Cowherd Bowl, Seahawks, Colts, week 1. All right, late window on Sunday, as you see. I saw this is pretty wild. So the Broncos are going out to New York to play the Giants, 4:25. And 20 years ago, the Giants were playing at the Broncos on Monday Night Football the night before September 11th, the September 11th attacks. So 20 years later, the day after the 20th anniversary of 9/11, you got the same matchup. This will be a fun one. Green Bay at New Orleans. Jameis taking over. Taysom Hill. I don't know. Ian Book. Getting together with Sean Payton. But yeah, Green Bay at New Orleans, always a fun NFC matchup. And then, Nance and Romo are already camping out for this one. Cleveland at Kansas City, 425. A lot of people already talking about AFC Championship matchup, every AFC Championship preview. That'll be a good one in Kansas City. And then the quiet but deadly coming along Miami Dolphins at New England in the late slate. Mac Jones could be making his debut against Brian Flores. That defense. Tua Tagovailoa against Mac Jones. Alabama ties. Huh? I like it. NFL's hoping for it, I'm sure. And then Justin Fields will make his debut at the Rams on Sunday Night Football in primetime. And then, like I said, the Ravens at the Raiders on Monday Night Football. No Monday Night Football doubleheader. That's a bummer. I always love the 7 or the 7:30 start on the Monday Night Football. And looks like we're not having that now because of the extra season. Or not the extra season, the extra game that we're having. Shelf reveal. See if you guys can see. Yeah. Shelf reveal. Troy Polamalu. Signed football, had to bring out a little Steelers tie on schedule release day. Yeah, right there, 43. Got the NFL, you got the shield, the golden shield, and you got TP right there. NFL schedule release later tonight. Just went over week 1. Shelf reveal for the day. Troy Polamalu signed football. Favorite Steeler of all time. We'll go up right here by Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda and Rich. These are tough to balance, man. There we go. Come on. There we go. Nice. My father-in-law got me that, so shout out to him. Appreciate that a lot. All right, week 1, we got that in the books. Let's see. Okay. Got that one in the books. Very excited. Schedule release later tonight. Have a full breakdown tomorrow of the Steelers and the rest of the schedule. I'll do a blog, predicting my 2021 Steelers predictions in May later tonight. So you look forward to that one. What else on your morning feed? You saw this a lot yesterday. This youth football video went crazy viral. Because of the physicality and the violent nature of it. I mean, these kids are like, what am I doing? These kids are like, 7 years old, 8 years old. I'm sure you see, there's 4 million views, but there we go.
Run! Oh! You're good, get Run! Oh! You're good, get
Dude, so obviously people were pissed. Every football person, everybody, these kids are too young for this. This is why, football is in danger. This is why I won't let my kid play football this early. This video is just dumb. Like, this drill is just dumb. And, the dude you see has the caption who's filming it with, the crying, laughing emoji down there. These kids are, 7 years old. The helmet is bigger than the rest of his body. And then you watch how he gets up.
Run! Oh!
Like the kid is already slow to get. I mean, it's just like it's tough to watch. It's a dumb drill, especially for kids that young, man. But it's a dumb drill in general. And what is so annoying about it is that you just know that the coaches of this team, this youth football team, man, you know that the dudes are a couple of them are probably wearing cleats, and they're big time overweight, and they only get together to do this because they want to have something to do during the week, and then they go out and they talk about strategy at the local pub later when they're just getting hammered. And it's just a bunch of dudes who want to act like they're tough and like they're like, getting called sir and shit. They want the kids to call them sir. That's the kind of coaches that those are. These 7-year-old kids and their dads who are all coaching, and their dads who don't have football experience beyond like freshman or JV football in high school. Maybe if they played varsity, then they're probably the head coach. And they want them to call them sir, and they want to talk about how they're making them tougher and all that nonsense. And like, it's just the worst kind of dudes, the worst kind of coaches. So that beyond the drill and the stupidity of it, and making them be that physical and that violent. What just makes me mad is like it, and the video itself and the drill itself is not funny because that is dangerous and it's like just stupid as hell. But what I'm laughing at is how there's just these fucking dudes who coach youth football and coach youth sports, and I make fun of them sometimes in my baseball coaches and even my football coaches. They take themselves so seriously and they want to be called sir, and they think that they're making them tougher, and they like to brag about their wins and their losses, and then they're out here and they're laughing about some kid getting blown up and getting a fucking concussion, man. When it's like they probably got kicked off their JV football team for smoking dope. Just dads. I mean, again, there are outliers. There are exceptions to the rule, but dads coaching in youth sports like that can be a problem, dude. Especially like like youth football, right? It's just like dudes who just, again, they like football and they want their kid to be good at football and they want to be a badass and they want to toughen them up. And so they volunteer to coach because they want to like have control over it and they want something to do and something to get involved with. And then shit like that goes down. And it's like, it's so weird because, thinking back to when like I was a kid and I was playing, and you look at them and they're like, they're grown-ups, they're your coaches. And so that's just how you look at them. But then you get older and you realize, oh, like Coach Jones was just desperate to get out of the house and like relive the glory days of when he played, Seth, you're good. Yeah, at the end, you hear him. Go on, you're good. Yeah, man. That happened when I used to play like in middle school too. It's so weird. Like, I'm sure there was people on Twitter and online that were defending it. I'm sure there's people who will comment on this and in the chat and call me soft and like, defend all that stuff because There just has to be. But like the macho-ness that has to be proven is just such a weird dynamic with youth football with kids that are like 6 years old. You know? Like preach all these things about taking care of ourselves and everything like that, but then it's like, oh, if you don't want 6-year-old kids to get blasted and cause possible future head and brain damage, then you're not macho and you're soft and you need to check yourself. It's so weird, man. I hate it. Looking at you guys' chat here. That's when I pause like this. That's what I'm doing, so everybody knows. Yeah, dude. That's like, some of those sketches that I do and videos where I'm making fun of. That's exactly what it is, and it's based on experience, dude. These Heartos that like their kids' lives become their life, and so they want to make everything happen and they want to brag on their kid and they want, and it's just because their life didn't happen the way they want it to. It's just, you see it, it's a tales all the time, man. Some of these kids won't ever want to play again after 2 years. The coaches just ruin it for them. Yeah, all to be tough, all to be macho and nice hit. And being the most physical, and it's like, dude, you don't need to be the most physical until maybe like varsity high school football. The 10-year-old, do 8-year-olds really need to be the most physical team? They're 8, man. I don't know. It makes me scared. It makes me not want to have a son like that. Like I just, I'm just like want to make him a kicker or like fucking force, like not force him, but like lead him to the path of like stand-up comedy and like theater and show choir and stuff. I know everything that kids get involved with and everything that parents are involved in and have their hands in, there's always going to be stuff like that. It's just the nature of the beast. But I don't know. I can't do the people with the soft. You don't like a little hidden? You don't like getting physical? Soft. It's like, again, dude, you're the same guy that if somebody accidentally bumps you in a bar, you're like throwing a fit and like telling people to hold you back when you're not even going to do anything. And yeah, you want these 7-year-olds to just go out there and just blast each other. Stupid. I didn't even know that was a thing, Jack. Maybe sitting in the bleachers, but standing on the sidelines? Get the hell out of here. I know that'll happen in like middle school. Dude, and you know that those coaches are all like, those coaches from that video are all going to the local pub after, and they're all like, can you believe Zach blew him up like that? Oh, we got to stick him at middle linebacker. That kid can lay the wood. Yeah, that other kid, though, Davis, he's a softy, man. Did you see the way he didn't get up after that? He's not carrying the ball in my backfield. In my backfield, dude. Like you're Jerry Jones. Man. Zach, jack him up. And I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry. But if you're the people who are like commenting and you're like, soft, You don't like that? You don't like a little physicality? Then you're the dads who are at the pub after who are being that way. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Yeah, Jake, I had teammates growing up in baseball that literally like they would physically get sick to their stomach and they would get scared to the point where it greatly like affected their like mental health and their and the way they played, obviously, because their dad would be either like at the top of the bleachers or like at this same spot right by the dugout and would just fucking be losing his shit if the kid made an error or if the kid struck out or whatever. Crazy. One time I had a dad. He literally walked into the dugout, looked this kid in the eye, just said, "Grab your stuff, we're going." And the kid, without question, just like picked up his stuff and took off because he didn't like how the coaches who weren't his dad were utilizing him. Yep. And we were like 14 or 15. This wasn't even 8 or 9 year olds. We were like 14 years old, I think. We had I think we had one kid that like had his permit or something. We could almost drive to the game. Like, this is real shit. And then all of a sudden this dad just walks in, calls the kid's name out. "Get your stuff. We're going." Middle of a game. Kid picks up stuff, takes off. See ya. Took 7th in the state in baseball in 7th grade after dad you're talking about forced his kid into the coach catching. I don't know. Do you know who I'm talking about? Yeah, man. That's good, Keith. That is a good thing for you, And I worry about that, dude. I worry about that because it's all just like a big pissing contest, and everybody has an ego and everybody wants their kid to be better than their kid, the other kid. The only reason they do is because they want to feel better about themselves. They don't really care about the kid. And it's like, I don't want to get caught up in all that, dude. I just want to be able to just like step back, just like go take a walk down the right field line, take a look, whip out your phone, look at yourself in the selfie mode, and reevaluate some things. That's what I want to be able to do. That's what a lot of people probably should do. So that was wild. Felt bad for that kid, man. Like, that was good Lord. Also on your morning feed, Colt Brennan, former Hawaii star quarterback, took him to the Sugar Bowl back in 2007, I think. He passed away yesterday. Wild. I just out of nowhere. I mean, I refreshed Twitter and Adam Schefter, I think, reporting that Colt Brennan had passed. He was 37, which I guess 2021, 14 years, 2007. Yeah, so that's, he'd been in college right by that time, but man, that dude is a stud. He's like one of those guys that I feel like if he was coming out in the NFL now in today's day and age and league, he would have had a lot more success, and he would have been like a dude that people he would have been like Zach Wilson. Like next year's mock draft is all like Spencer Rattler, Desmond Ridder, like all these guys that are like 6 foot, 6'1", maybe real slender, but they're electric and they have like a live arm and all that stuff. And that was Colt Brennan. Just slinging it, man. Slinging it in those midnight, 11 o'clock Eastern games out there in Hawaii. You're falling asleep. You're at your buddies. Everybody's, dropping like flies. And you have ESPN on. It's 1:30 or 2 in the morning or whatever. And there's Colt Brennan just slinging the rock, putting up numbers out there for Hawaii. So rest in peace, man. It's sad. That is very sad. 37. All right, let's get into a quick laundry list, a special laundry list, and I'll do another one on Friday. But I figured with the NFL schedule releases, I've done schedules, but you have the release dates, you have the dates of which they're going to play. So I said, let's do a laundry list of dates. Huh? How about it? So laundry list, let's get into it. Number 5, a due date. Now, it could be looked at two ways. I look at it to put number 5 as the way you're talking about with school. If it's throughout your entire school life, grade school, middle school, high school, college, you have a due date for a paper, you have a due date for homework, research paper. That due date always lingering, always around, always on top of your head, always at the right corner on the whiteboard. Hey, this is due on this date, 4/19, whatever. Due dates are tough, man. Always around, always lingering. Number 4, blind. Blind date. I've never been on a blind date. I don't know if you can really go on a blind date anymore because of dating apps and social media and being able to just look them up and see at least what it looks like you're getting into. I feel like back in the day, you had actual blind dates where, a chick that you knew was like, you need to go out with my friend Angela. I'll set it up. How does Thursday night work at this bar? Oh, you would love her. She's so cute. And you're like, all right, yeah. Our grandparents and our parents had blind dates. For us, it could be considered a blind date, but like I said, you're going to Instagram, you're going to Facebook, you're looking this person up. You either met them on a dating app, you're swiping, you're looking at all their photos, so it's not technically a blind date. And I put it below the next one because, I put it below number 3, which is first. First date in my mind is someone that you've interacted with, that maybe on a friendly level, that you work with, that you see out and about at the coffee shop or whatever, and you already know that there's an attraction there. You already know that either you like their personality a lot, you think they're fun, you're into them, you're attracted to them. You just haven't made it to where it's like, oh, we're going on a date. That's the first date. Whereas the blind date is, man, you're showing up, you could see this person and be like, oh, God, this is not going anywhere. You could show up and see them and want to leave. You've got male style. So that's why blind is below first. But first is tough as well because it could not be going well. Even if you're attracted to them, even if you've interacted before, even if you work down the cubicle from each other and you've interacted in a work-friendly way, there's a different pressure when it comes to a date. When you define it as a date, then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, are we could this be a person I'm going to marry? Do they want to sleep with me? What's the deal? There could be some pressure there on a first date. Usually is. And the first date's always just like, oh, had an awful first. You have your awful first date experiences. Everybody has their awful first date stories. You don't really talk that much about the awful 9th date story because then it just fizzles out and you're like, this wasn't going to work. But the first date story, if it's an awful one, see ya. That one sticks around. That one is one you're telling either as a joke, ha 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 ha, on your wedding day. After our first date, I thought I'd never talk to you again. Ha 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 ha. But then something came over me. Or it's 10 years later, they're still talking about it to their husband. They're like, oh, God, I had this awful, awful first date. And that's when I realized I had to be with a guy that wasn't like that. Then you're that guy. So there's some pressure there on the first dates. Number two, double. And I'm not a big double date guy, but I think the general public would agree. I think the general audience on Twitter and on the show would say, yeah, double date, that's, you look forward to a double date because that's when you've been in a relationship long enough, or, and you got a group of friends you can hang out. Then it becomes not just like a dinner, but then it becomes an outing. Then it becomes an event, and then you're having more fun. You got your boy there that you can talk to. Your girl's happy because she's with her friend, yada, yada, yada. And so that's all good. But I'm not a double date guy just because a lot of times I feel like people use double dates just because they don't like the person that they're with. They don't like their girlfriend or their boyfriend or whatever. So they're just like dying to get on a double date because they want to fulfill the need of like going on a date with their girl, but they don't want to be with just them. So they want to have like another couple around. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about double dates every now and then. But they can be good, and they can be a lot of fun. And if you have like a rock solid double date partner, where it's like, oh, we're great pals, and it just worked out to where one of my best friends, his girl really took to my girl, and they like each other a lot, and now we hang out all the time, and it just works. But then you have sometimes the couple that like always wants to double date, and you're like, fuck, man, my girl hates his girl, dude. We can't, Then all of a sudden you get like the Michael and the Jan, and then the Jim and the Pam. I appreciate it. I know we're just, it's, we can't leave the dog. We can come to you guys. We got remodeling going on. Sorry. It's just, yeah. How about when it's done? We'll figure it out. We'll get it together. Yeah. Double dates can be tough. And the number one, how about a release date? Everybody gets excited about a release date. Movie release date, show release date when it drops, a music drop of a release date for an album. You're getting released from jail, release date. He gets out here, bam. He gets out in June, released, yeah. Everybody loves a release date. Looking forward to first, looking forward to the movie. A movie release date is up there, dude. That is big time. You got that shit circled for a movie that you're hyped about for like a year. To come from a Star Wars fan, that's big for me. A release date. So laundry list dates. Number 5, a due date. Number 4, blind. Number 3, first. Number 2, double. Number 1, a release date. Yeah. Jack Taylor. First date, I slipped on a patch of ice walking girl to her car. Ate shit. Got a second date though. See, Jack? But that's good. You probably played it off. You're kind of, you're kind of cute, clumsy. If you play it off and you're not like pissed about it, or you don't get like super hurt and you have to go to the hospital, thank God. I'm not going to forget that one. But it's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Oh, damn, I just need to learn how to walk a little bit. Walk much? Well, this was fun. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, me too. This was great. Hopefully next time I won't trip on myself. Then you get number 2. There you go. Works out. That a boy, Jack. Oh, man. All right, week 1, NFL schedule out. The rest of the NFL schedule coming out tonight. We'll talk about that tomorrow with predictions and matchups that you like. So bring those. I'll have mine. I'll have a Steelers prediction out later tonight. I'll talk about that tomorrow as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends. We continue to grow in our subscribers and our watch time, and that's thanks to you, so I appreciate it. Merch links are below in the description. If you're watching on Twitter, thank you as well. Don't forget to search on YouTube Cup of Joey, or go to youtube.com/c/Cup of Joey, and then hit the subscribe button to be notified when I go live, when I drop a new video, which I do every single day. And you know what? It's free. It's free content. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys as always. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow live at 9.